Hello everyone, this is Dr. Shelley Plum. I'd like to welcome you all back to From the Hip. We're going to switch gears today. We're going to talk about home health care. Now, a lot of you out there might be thinking, you know what, I know what PlumbTalk's mission is, but why are we talking about home health care? And we are talking about it because we want to talk about two things: love and care. I am sitting here today with Craig and Bonnie Glover. They are from a company called A Better Way Home Care. How are you guys?
Doing well, thank you.
Doing
Thank
great.
you for having us.
Well, good. Now, for our viewers out there, can one of you explain how your home health care agency is different than others that are out there?
Sure. Pardon me. We're driven by personal experience.
Okay.
We've had a lot of experience as the client and the caregiver. And what we've learned is that we received care that was adequate but not enough love.
Okay.
So our desire is to find caregivers that can do both, that can go into someone's home and bring them joy, because we've learned that as someone becomes infirmed, if they're elderly or disabled, that their world gets smaller and smaller. And our desire is to not only care for them, but to love them and get them to grow and engage in life again.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the care and the love. I can imagine, and I know that both of you know my background. I am a podiatrist, so we have dealt with home health care agencies in the past. And there are many good ones out there, but I have seen some patients lost in the shuffle, for lack of a better way of saying that, and they lose hope. Can you comment on hope? You, in particular, have a very motivating story that you shared with me earlier. Can you share it with our viewers?
Sure. In 2015, I actually received, I'm a kidney transplant recipient.
Okay.
So in 2015, I actually received a kidney, and it was due to Craig. So I started end-stage renal disease, I would say it was at the end of 2013.
Okay.
And it was just quite a journey. And one of the things I had to do was be on dialysis. And if there is a place that people have given up hope, it is in dialysis.
Oh, my goodness,
It's a
yes.
huge room, and you have 20-some-odd patients, and everybody is there for 3 or 4 hours apiece. And it is very difficult because actually you're hooked up to these large machines, and basically your blood is circulated through the machine to clean it.
Right.
And people have been on these machines for years and years. It's very difficult.
It's almost, you lose hope because you feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, but do you feel like when you're on dialysis like that you feel like there's a lack of control, that you're dependent on this machine, and that's got to help?
Your life has stopped.
Right, yes.
For those 4 hours, and it's 3 days a week at least.
Right.
For those 4 hours, that's it.
Yes.
And that you're hooked up to a machine, and you can't move, and you can't be yourself. And you're tired afterwards, you're drained. So there's a lot, people are just having a very difficult time. There are people that have been on dialysis for 15, 27 years,
Right.
every 3 or 4 days a week. It's really very hard.
It is very hard. So correct me if I'm wrong, but Bonnie, you must have, going through all of that and being on dialysis, did you go through home health care, and what were your trials with that?
Not at that time, but after receiving the kidney, and Craig and I went through a lot of testing, and he was found to be a match for me. But there was even a better match, and Craig was asked to give his kidney to someone else, and he agreed.
So, Craig, so explain that for our viewers. How does that work? You gave your kidney to someone else, and how did that work to help Bonnie?
Sure. So my primary motivation was to have Bonnie around for a long period of time.
Yes.
We have 2 wonderful sons.
We want Bonnie out for a long time.
And Bonnie's had some challenges in her healthcare history. The most critical was the dialysis. So our sons were watching her die over a long period of time, slowly. And the goal was to keep her around for their kids and perhaps their kids' kids. So for me, it was an easy decision to help Bonnie. What I learned is about the paired exchange program. And what that means is that if I was willing to give a kidney to someone else, that Bonnie could then receive a better match.
Okay.
So we were part of the first 4x4 paired exchange in the state of Florida. There were 3 husbands and wives and 1 mother and son. And everyone gave an organ to someone else so that their loved one could get the best match. So it was wonderful. And so I'm looking to protect our sons and the next generations. And ironically, my donation, my kidney went to a woman who just had a 6-month-old child.
Yes.
So she'll be around for her child for a long period of time. It was a wonderful experience.
That is incredibly rewarding. So With regards to that, if there are viewers out there that want to learn more about that process in particular, or want to become involved, where would you point them for that?
Well, we actually had our transplant through the Miami Transplant Institute in Miami. So that would be a good starting place. And you can just Google them on the internet. They're just spectacular in terms of their customer service, and they treated Craig like the king he deserved to be.
Yes, of course.
After that, and they just have an excellent reputation. So that would be where I would start. Now, of course, there are other hospitals in Florida that do work like this, but of course, they're my favorite.
Right.